day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Wait, was there a memo? Because you two are both wearing plaid. Him and I are in green and gray.
Oh no.
I want to note that I don't match anyone because the time you made fun of me when we matched. So.
What's going to happen is we're going to splice in Spark's part to this campaign, and he's going to happen to be wearing a maroon shirt.
You're going to learn my backstory, and I'm going to die in order to create dramatic tension at the beginning of the adventure.
Oh, you're a maroon shirt.
A maroon shirt is when you know slightly more detail.
BTW, if you notice a fluffy tail around in the background every now and again, don't worry, it's not Nathan.
Buddy,
Asimov!
come on. You're going to get your on-screen debut. Come here.
This is Asimov, but I can't speak.
Asimov.
Asimov.
There he is.
How long have you had this one?
He's 4.
Oh,
He's just a baby.
he is the chillest big dog I know to date.
He's not a big dog.
No.
Alright, either way, so we got to get to it. Nathan will not be here today. He's off doing his own thing.
Corinne Milne, JD Arts and RPG
Check
Elements.
the links below, everyone. We got a growing pile of
Follow
cool
us,
people.
like, follow, and subscribe, and also check us out on Patreon.
Niquist did mention in a previous episode that she'd come back and kill me if someone just for subscribing under a new tier called Kill Ek tier. I don't know.
There's a kill here.
I think there's a
I
kill.
have enough disposable income. You should not
You
make
can't
that
threaten me with this kind of stuff.
Seriously.
Anyway, check us out on Patreon as well.
Create a donation level where you get to make our backup characters.
Okay. Okay.
All right, so
I'm suddenly much more dedicated to my character's life and living.
What, you don't want to be a sentient mushroom?
No, that'd be fine. It's when they make me the most normalist thing ever and are like, good luck, Tanya.
Oh.
Bob, the dwarven fighter.
Oh, God.
Hola! No.
that's right.
I forgot about that. Yeah, they're Spanish.
There's dwarves in Spanish. What was it?
Elves
One
were French.
jalapeno reference, and suddenly all of them are Mexican. It's like, no.
Drow should have Australian accents. They come from a domain filled with spiders and everything will kill you.
Down
under.
Down under. Anyway, without that, now let's get to another episode of Togetherwerole. Season 4, episode 1. I made it official.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, together we roll. I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Silver Menagerie. A little bit of recap to set the mood. The Silver Menagerie, you have awoken after theoretically dying. You reset the universe, another big bang, after having a catastrophic, time paradox that you set in motion and going into something known as the Dora Continuum. That happened to be in the stomach, quote, quote, of a held in place, held astral dreadnought in the ownership of a certain beholder.
Lobby Quicks.
Lobby Quicks.
Lobby Quicks, you warm my heart.
We could go find him and make you guys friends sooner.
Yes. You went into the Shadowfell, met the Raven Queen, possibly wooed her.
She my boo.
Learned a couple of things and had a prophecy. Killed the Lord of Bitterfrost for the last time.
Damn straight.
Took over his domain and reset the universe in a big bang by a certain time.
The whole universe was in a hot, dense state.
And I will tell you right away, you did die. Your old selves, 100% atomized. But as the nature of things. But your memory lives on with
Like
your
it's
new
a
you,
first time.
your new selves, your new people. You remember your previous selves, your previous incarnations, but in a different time, in a different universe. You are set back 7 years in the quote-quote past, before the Tarash hatched, before the Shadowfell Plat took over, and before a nation of people were sacrificed in devilish influence. And having a Fey Lord being his shitty self. A prophecy was made, a prophecy of you that is in your book. Down to the T in details. Slightly vague in some areas, but in terms of like how it happens, everything has already been written. It is part of your future, and to run from your future has its own consequences. It's up to you on what you do in order to prepare, run, hide, or fight this coming future. Nicholas.
Todd.
Nicholas.
Ooh.
You press the button from your strange fourth dimensional space that Vedic broke space to bring vestiges into.
Sure.
This one was created from a prime deity's, well, skin, essentially.
The cube was?
The cube, yeah.
That's why it's
And you went to the Lord of Bitterfrost's domain, ex-Lord of Bitterfrost's domain. And as you press it, you immediately hit the frigid air of this domain once again. However, it seems maintained. New, frozen, and you, oh wait, there's a Lord of Bitterfrost that is currently whipped around with his hair white, going, the fuck? As you make eye contact, as time has not really reset yet, and you feel so, see the astral ethereal cable that is connected to the back of your skull reappear. But this time it's wrapped several dozen times around you as the mountain that he sits upon, that is the dragon, the esteemed chain, but still bound and chained, starts to stand up in presence of a intruder that just teleported into his home. The cable grabs onto you and pulls you, and you feel yourself stretched impossibly thin before. Strangely, not the first time that this has happened. You know, you kind of roll with it, and suddenly you land a few steps forward in a familiar, dark, cavernous space with a rotating, multi-circle doorway that is the door of Continuum that was rotating fast, impossibly fast in different areas that had the mulching area that is the center part of this door of Continuum that had the broken over pillars and everything. And he kind of slowly rolls and rotates and stops. Deactivated. As a familiar floating bulbous head with no body of a beholder. If not similar, if not directly the same as you last saw it. As he looks at you with his one big eye and many other eyes that seem to have a strike of curiosity yet confused perplexion of just one Silver Menagerie member returning back from the door of Continuum at this moment as it powers down. How'd it go?
Well, I thought I defeated him, and then he was alive again. So I'm suspecting things didn't go exactly as planned. Also, there was this bright light unmaking of existence.
He turns around, comes out with an oversized notebook, and there's a levitating pen. Continue.
Just one eye stalk.
Yeah, one eye stalk. It's not really touching, but it's still doing.
Oh, I imagine it's a very light disintegration ray just burning.
No, that's when he makes a mistake. Ah, damn it.
or take the eye stalk, dip it into an inkwell.
Okay, and then she proceeds to explain, like, the floating nether space and, backs up a step, defeats the dragon, or defeats Lord of Bitterfrost, enlists the dragon, the world kind of collapses, floating in a time-space void thing. There's a lot of weird implications regarding that thing. The
He turns
kobold,
a few
there we
pages,
go.
a direct replica of Vedic.
Yeah.
And we're
Except
not,
it's in like cuniform, like cave painting.
oh, yeah. No, I was thinking more
And
like
even then, he still looks shocked and annoyed.
The paradoxes that occurred, everything went dark, everything became light. I appeared in the realm. He looked confused. I was confused. He was alive. The dragon was alive and not
three
bound to
tentacles
me.
are like writing at the same time because you're speaking too fast. He's like, yeah.
Kicked out of the door of Continuum, and now I'm here, and that's now.
And he rolls it. Lost a microphone. Sorry, public. Where? That's to be clarified. It did work. The thing about the door to Continuum. Those that travel through it tend to remember. You are 7 years in the future. I know your friends, and I cannot tell you what happens next. But I think my story with you ends here. As he points with one of his eye stalks, looking past, and you hear another portal being opened, but different compared to yours. That is a anti-vacuum reverse explosion opening.
Okay.
It's more of a hundreds, if not thousands, of flapping but not cooing raven wings that are currently just spiraling perpetually in a oval-like state as a portal is open, and you see on the other side, in a familiar, now ruined domain of the Lord of Bitterfrost, the visage of the Raven Queen on the other side.
She very promptly goes through with... I assume she would at least acknowledge Lavicwix, but very much like a dismissive, "Okay, thanks. You do your part."
Okay, thanks, bye.
Yeah.
It's strange, and even though she's wearing the mask and everything, and it's the proper Raven aesthetics of dark, somber robes and everything with that very stock white... what is the proper word for a mask that is made of...
Porcelain?
Porcelain mask, thank you.
It's a masquerade mask.
Well done.
You know, if you had asked me 10 minutes ago, I would have remembered. But right now, my brain went...
When in doubt, go to the burlesque dancer.
And it's strange, even though the eye makes contact of this hole, it does not affect the magical nature of it and being a beholder and everything. And you turning around just to look back at Lavicwix, you could swear there's a little bit of like, I'll stay over here. And you can see one of the tentacles, they're locked! As the portal, and you now stand with the Raven Queen at the destroyed chamber of the former Lord's domain.
Okay. I take a knee, like, immediately.
She takes a moment. We are far from that kind of formality. Stand with me.
Okay, I stand, but my head's still bowed because this is the Raven Queen. Like, she can say what she wants, but I'm not Quinn. Like, I can't make eye contact.
That's right. Quinn can't really make eye contact either, but for an entirely different reason.
And on that
That's
note,
a positioning
She'd have to be facing me.
yeah. And on that note, speaking of your subordinate, you notice there's a lump of snow with one raven on the head of a flat subordinate that's currently face first into the snow, forcibly by a fellow raven that is currently just standing on its head. He is eager to please, yet is unknowing of the certain rules that is established in my home. Childhood home. Walk with me. As she begins to walk the ruined chamber of the Lord's domain, former Lord's domain, seeing similarities but slightly different is skewed. You see what the destruction that you have wrought. You see the dragon that is in the process of being picked clean of the various icicles across its neck by various ravens, as it currently sits like a puppy in the corner, trying to decide of where do I stand in this new hierarchy, as the Chima Stain is currently just nursing its wounds. Bleeding out and looking like it's definitely low on blood because of the perpetually bleeding neck due to the collar just keeping it open. You notice that the roof has collapsed inward, and you notice that there's a chamber above this very area that has the Well of Souls. That is the one of the more lower parts of the Raven's Palace, seeing the crystalline structure of purples and blues and blacks that is now laid asunder, both in upper and the former Lord's domain. It's strange. I'm equally, as she walks around, seemingly gathering motes of light and nursing them like a child and a mother. I am equally fascinated and infuriated of this current uprising of the unruly courtlings of the Fae. Yet, it feels as if as she walks over towards the Well of Souls, as if I've lived this twice. But slightly different. Letting go one of the souls into the Well of Souls. I commend you. You did more than what you need to succeed against the Lord of Bitterfoss. And after this day, his name shall be stricken from all records. The actions shall be remembered, but he will not be remembered in any book or history. I commend you for the interesting expansion to the Sorcerorn collection.
Thank you. He took about 200 iterations of my lifetime, but I think he's done.
He's currently just in the corner,
Yeah.
passed out. You don't know if it's alive or not. Just it's a tool.
Well, I thought I had stabilized it before. I don't know.
He's currently
Never mind.
stable.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. We'll go with that.
But you don't know long-term situations and stuff like that. But she takes a moment to look you up and down, studying you, looking at what your actions, almost reading you and your entire life and what you've done.
I feel like I'm being scrutinized by the headmaster. Like, it's really, like, shift from foot to foot, trying really hard to, like, not indicate how wildly uncomfortable this is, but I'm certain she can read that, like, I would give anything for this to be over.
Absolutely. And it's strange. You don't have a lot of people that is almost in that fashion, but yet it's immediate and apparent, and you don't feel this very often. And you definitely have this strange, almost confirmation of that's exactly what's going on. She's pleased in your work, but yet a little scrutinizing as she holds up a familiar skin-treated parchment. You dance the line that very few are able to dance for long periods of time. Now that you have completed your so-called peak of research, at least at that moment, what is your new goals now?
My immediate goal was to take ownership of this domain in so much as to rectify what the Lord of Bitterfrost had done. He disrupted the pathway for those who had passed, and that is unacceptable.
Make a persuasion check.
Does anyone know what my plus persuasion was?
It was...
A whole
Was
lot.
That's not the right
you want to
dice.
use mine?
No.
Can I use your D20? I don't want to use Todd's.
Use the copy dice.
Can't take them. Can't take them.
Look,
Your
you
persua-
have your theory about how dice work. I have my theory about
That,
how dice
I don't
work.
judge. Your persuasion was +6.
Okay, 21.
21.
Thank you. Good 15.
She continues to walk, grabs another ball of light, still holding that scroll. In truth, without the Lord being here, former Lord, of course, there is no guardian to protect and maintain this balance that is needed, as you say. If you are willing, I am obliged to accept. However, I will not give the former free rein as I did in the past. You will work for me, and I will supervise what you do to prevent future incidences like so, and seems to gesture across the entire chamber.
Not to sound insolent, but I'm glad you figured out you should be doing that.
Naturally, yes. But when you are strained from one world to the next, you have to make sacrifices. As putting another soul into the world. And, depending on how well you serve, it will reflect well when you, in turn, eventually pass through the Well of Souls and judged whether you are in damnation or to stay with me. Or another, if you shall choose. She gives you back the scroll, if you're willing to take it.
Yep.
However, there is a fine line you must keep. You are still not done with your contractual agreements.
True, although there's language that needs to be contested regarding the obligations and enactments of the other parties. So I strongly suspect that this will be resolved in congenial manner.
And I hope you are able to succeed in that congenial manner. There's a pixie here, and seems to snap her fingers, and one of the pixies that you left behind turned into a
And the
raven.
little soul just drifts to the well.
It misses somehow.
It is your soul that you play with, and it is your soul, by right of you, to bargain with. But it would be a mighty shame if you would not be able to stay with me.
I have no intention of allowing any bargain that I have made come between me and the duties of this office.
One more persuasion.
So we replaced the Lord of Bitter Frost with the Lord of Sassy Frost.
Lord of Bitchy Frost, you can keep the acronym.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
Alright, fine. Natural 20?
Yes, it is.
Oh, this is the proper time to do so.
Thank you.
As you
Good
recollect
coffee day.
the contract that you signed with the Fiends. Do you happen to have that piece of paper?
Yeah, of course.
Do you mind reading what you have signed? So that as your character with Niquus ends, it is now given to light to the rest of the table of what was happening in the background.
I read it, I'm sorry to say.
I know you did. Dude, everything that I give her or you is eventually going to be shared.
Alright. So, I've only signed the first and the second pact.
The first pact has been resolved
Yeah.
due to conflicts with time anomalies.
Due to breach of contract and they owed me money. Let's be clear.
They paid the money.
Bitch better have
I
my
was just thinking that.
So the remaining one, the scribe, which is the devil, agrees to immediately conjure forth a cadre of devils in service to the recipient, Y'all remember how we needed those devils to save our ass? This was that moment.
We ever action.
Huh?
What?
What was that?
What?
What was that?
Hey, look! Man,
Oh, look, another pixie.
Who shall remain under the command of and dedicated to the protection of the recipient for the duration of 1 month. The cadre shall include the types of devils.
Different types of devils, yeah.
Should any devils bound within this agreed upon cadre be slain outside of Bator, they are absolved of future service to the recipient. The recipient, me, agrees to introduction and installation of at least 2 chosen of the Lord of the Seventh, who've been selected by the scribe, within a place of divine worship of the scribe's choice, with exception worship houses that funnel to the recipient's home office being the grief stable. Because, I added notes. The recipient must not interfere with this installation upon completion, and any interference will be considered a violation of his contract. This was called in. The basic premise of this is that I cannot willingly give out details, clues, suggestion hints, or even non-verbally convey knowledge or whereabouts of the chosen locations and personally involved in this pact. Doing so would mean a contract violation and the immediate payment with my internal soul upon my death. Which is why I ain't told y'all shit. The locations of hallowed ground and entities to be introduced and installed to said locations have been chosen. The methods and or tactics you employ is up to you. You have up till 1 year from tomorrow to complete the first installation, and the next 10 years the day after the first to complete the second. First location, Hartkern, Church of the Perfecti, and the second location will be disclosed. And that is where you and I can have a conversation outside of this.
On what you are planning to do. But
Yep.
Niquis has her own volitions.
Nicholas is the BBEG first.
I have suspicions.
Too bad Nathan's not here to see that, because that would have been great for him. The Church of the Perfecti, the main church at the center of the current city that you guys are currently in. Now, what will happen in the future, you don't know, and this is not part of your story, as Nicholas and Story's End. With the contract being handed over to Nicholas, there's a small little puff of snow, and a small bunny folk individual shaking off snow that has apparently been summoned by the Raven Queen. However, it is behooved to yourself. This is me messing up.
It behooves you.
It behooves you to understand that there is a task with fiendish individuals that are in the mix of it. You would not be...
Not yet! Oh, the pixie's like, I'll see myself out.
Dives into the well of soul. You're going to take psychic damage in a moment, buddy.
Doesn't he always?
It would not be just of yourself to leave the rest of your Silver Menagerie without assistance. And unfortunately, you are separated entirety by 7 years, apparently.
She tries to hide a smile at the glee of being 7 years apart from these motherfuckers. There's no chance of running into them.
Does sending work across time?
Yep.
I've
checked.
just looking at stuff.
Would you like to re-describe your new characters?
Sure.
Description.
So the saddest of sad bunnies kind of trumps forward. She has kind of a flat foot walk where it's heel, toe flop, heel, toe flop.
Like a clown.
The saddest of clowns.
That is adorable.
She's got the long, the floppy ears that are down, and they frequently fall forward in front of her face, so she pushes them back. She's all white with really, really pale green eyes. She has kind of a slouch, as though she has borne the weight of centuries throughout her entire life and will continue to do so. She's dressed for a Shadowfell winter with the fuzzy boots and the fuzzy cloak, but it's all in shades of gray and darker gray, so that way she can blend into the snow flurries.
Select package.
With dark goggles that are pretty much permanently locked on because she was not cut out for that, and that is always happening around here. She steps forward and brings herself to her full height, which is almost 1.5 feet, and looks up at the Raven Queen.
2 feet with the ears.
Looks at Nicholas.
Layered down the feet, actually, you're still about 1.5 feet.
Looks at the Raven Queen. Looks at Nicholas. A little bit of hope, and then a lot of despair because this isn't going to go her way, and she's very aware. And says, I'm Todd. You might remember I've worked in the stables. I've gone and gotten your the Raven Queen well, she didn't really ask, but not that she needs to. I'm sorry, ma'am. That wasn't I'm here to help.
I love it. I believe she will do properly in the circumstances of misfits. But she is your subordinate, Nicholas, and she is to do what you please.
And with that, the ears go further back and the eyes get bigger and sadder. And Nicholas looks down and goes, I'm very sorry, but I'm going to require you to work with several very, very, very capable idiots as they try to fix the horrors that have been brought upon the world.
And one bumbling genius. Several incapable idiots and one bumbling genius.
Oh, Nicholas wouldn't
You take 5 points of psychic damage. Gwen, you take 5 points of psychic damage.
Stop complimenting me.
I was talking about Vedic.
Oh no, it's better deck. But with that, doesn't even give her a moment. Nicholas is going to tap into whatever powers, be they directly from the Raven Queen or her realm or whatever she's got access to.
It's a little weird right now. It's in multiple directions. It's with the Raven Queen, the Shadowfell, and somewhere else deeper.
It's just going to be a reach into the full power source, and there's going to be a giant flare of shadow magic, and that's going to wrap up Todd, who's going to go, and appear elsewhere.
You don't know why it made the sound like a horn, but it did.
In that split second before Todd finishes her squig, everything pauses just enough so that the Raven Queen goes up to Todd.
Sorry, the Raven Queen talking to Todd. I have the best name.
Confidence can do many things, and I give my blessing to you to perform the work of the Raven. And I give a part of myself for the future needs of what must be done. And ripping a part of her own cloth away from her body, seem a little bit of the inner darkness that is the Shadowfell that taps into a god. That is seemingly a transference of a droplet of blood from a god's body, and cups it in the hands of Todd. And when she releases, there is a stone that is in a raven, almost like a raven's mug that has the baby bird's mouth open, that seems to be glowing with an ethereal blue, dark tint purple essence to it that doesn't ever flow out, but always has something within that crows with a raven.
Yep. Yeah, so she takes that and she's kind of there's a nod, even though that can't happen in this frozen space.
Well, she can kind of move. You're just kind of held in place with the shadow magic.
It's just and then the pop happens.
And then suddenly Todd is with the rest of the group with that added item of of God's blood.
Yeah.
Specifically Raven's blood.
blood of a hen.
We come back to the rest of this personnel. That is the Silver Menagerie that is currently dealing with several things. As you hear the city's laughter, hearing the various people go on with their day, laughter of children, laughter of others, robotic people that are currently with others, organics even, that are currently celebrating the defeat of the Venusian Empire's attack on their city. I would like... not you guys wouldn't be able to do this because it's a timey-wimey shit. Vedic, as you're on the airship being yourself and going, it's a spelljammer! And getting all the nooks and crannies of this thing that is rightfully fucked over. This thing is a hair's breadth away of just falling apart.
Don't touch the squirrels.
Squirrels are actually performing a very vital function right now.
But, Vedic, roll a general intelligence check, as naturally you're also working in the background.
And could we hear about what Vedic is and looks like? And
We'll get to that in a moment, buddy. There's things on the menu.
Wait for it!
damn it! God damn it!
Yes, I can. As soon as I get to ability saves and senses, intelligence score.
Just straight intelligence roll?
Straight intelligence roll.
Well, that's a 16, which gives me 22.
22. As you're trying to stitch together the prophecies and the various things you read in the book, giving you a distraction of like other things at the same time, would you like to describe yourself as you're doing what you're doing, as I'm about to give you this information?
Okay, so the whole are we doing the reintros now?
Yes, we are doing. Okay. We are going to be doing reintroductions of every character because it has been a long time since we've done this, and your character has naturally changed over the course of the campaign.
Also
So, with the new,
paradoxes.
And paradoxes being a big...
yeah, and paradoxes being a big thing. What is your current you?
Okay.
What do you wear? How do you present yourself? What is your mood? How do you stand? What are your
Remember, you
items?
finally figured out what color your eyes are.
Alright, Vedic is a 3'0" golden kobold. He's not like golden colored or he's like 24 karat. He's disco ball yellow. like if he were to walk out, you know, I imagine his underwear is kind of like no, if he were to walk out in like oversized boxers with little red polka dots on them.
I'm
like,
glad you didn't say banana hammock.
it would be a full-on disco ball in sunlight. But he's at the moment, Vedic is currently sitting at the galley table, wherever that is inside, wherever, you know, like sitting at a table at the galley. And he's got a great big oversized, like way bigger than him, book set out on the table. And on the table in front of him are 1,000 different little plates, all food, is a little snacks, or the big turkey leg that's got one bite taken out of it. There's 4 different open bottles and 5 tankards sitting there, and he's got both his feet up as he's reading, and he's paging through, and
He's not paging. He's mage handing.
right, mage handing through the thing. But as he sits there, he's dressed in greens and browns, you know, just scholarly robes, traveler's clothes, and he's paging through, and the only significant difference in description is that now before he was just in like the robes and stuff like that, he's got this pauldron that has the timekeeper sitting on the point of his shoulder. It's
Very
this,
much like a brooch.
right, and it's just this gem that rotates and oscillates in different frequencies of color and light and sound. And as he's sitting there, mage handing, there's like a static, like reality is given just a moment of radio static, and he flickers out because, you know, he had to deal with paradox. So there's just this little, you know, and he comes back and he looks around and nobody seems to know anything.
Wait, what? I'm
Mage hand. Like, anybody else know? Nope,
Sorry.
just me then. All right.
And with you being you kind of stitch together what is the current state of the integrity of reality. It is very integrity.
Rip a page out of the book, ball it, throw it. There's a growing pile over there.
Well, I just pictured
With
it like
all the
turning
various
into golden
paradoxes.
glitter and never actually hitting the ground.
Well, we're screwed.
Sorry, systems malfunction a bit. Anyway,
Horribly, utterly screwed. Everything has gone to pot.
but you kind of sit
Set
together.
down a muffin
You start to
tin.
think, all right,
you.
where are we in the timeline? What has happened? What is here? So here's the thing about the time. Everything has happened to the moment of when things will kick off. But, so think of time. Think of the calamity. You and every other thing you have done has been moved back 7 years. And the calamity has been pushed forward 7 years. So, that is the main thing. And you have done in its entirety everything until the moment you met Vedic. Because
I'm
you start
sorry,
thinking,
did you say that the calamity is happening now?
no, the calamity has been pushed. So everything in terms of like history
So it's been pushed.
forward in time, essentially.
Okay, so I'm still trying to figure this out.
Pulls the whiteboard.
There's a one. Again, mage hand marker. We don't know what the marker is, but we're still going to keep doing it. Okay, so the Tarrasque egg, is that still in the desert somewhere? Is it still being beat on by dwarven smiths? Has it hatched?
So here's the thing. You know you have already found the Tarrasque. You've already given it.
Was it us, or
Yes,
was
it
it like
was.
us, like the previous us? Are we rocking parallel timelines where we can't be seen by the other us?
It's hard. That's always going to be a discussion on the board. But you know it's currently.
Can you put paradox on the eschatological
But
other us's?
Other us's big question mark. We don't know that they're
So
there.
let's make good robot us's to fight the bad robot us's.
So is that the are you us's? Are you us's? Are you us's?
I'm glad I'm only part of one of the question marks.
as long as the other us's is not female, they we know they won't fuck. But anyway.
Don't rule it out.
Anyway.
You want to put a
Other-
male and female queen in the same room?
Oh, we know what's
Other
going to happen.
uses.
Anyway,
We're gonna have the best
the
coffee of
Tarrasque
our
is
lives.
at-
They're gonna instantly invent Starbucks.
Wait till we get to my character description.
Shut up. You know the Tarrasque is in Galdun, but Galdun is no longer just a dwarven capital. It is a dwarven-elven mix. It is a mix of after the dwarven kingdom that says "fuck you" to the empire that is the Velocian Empire. A bunch of elves are also doing "fuck you" at the same time, and they said, "No, we should work together. You know, we're getting our shit kicked in. Get in here." And basically, and that's how it happened. And because Gardun was never officially dominated under the Velocian capital. However, capitally, they were subdued. Because dwarves and gold are always a thing, and diamonds and elves are always a thing. So they were bought out. So they are now under the united banner of the Velocian Empire. And that is how this Gardun has become a elf-dwarven forging volcano. Now, when will the apocalypse happen? In 7 years. But when is the question. And it clicks. When did Vedek join the group?
Just after or before the invasion of the Velocian Empire?
Just after.
I couldn't remember.
Just after your other character was kidnapped.
Oh,
Drake.
It was just
And
after
Drake
Burger
is
Talk,
currently
just
in
after
city
Drake was kidnapped,
opening
just
his
before they-
shop. So, and you start thinking of, and you're like, he is the domino. Drake is the domino that sets everything in motion. As soon as he gets captured, and he is in prophecy written to be captured by his former company, essentially.
Are you talking through this out loud? Like, is this something?
No, this is internally.
Okay.
And it is up to you on how you wish to proceed this. But that is how he currently stands. Now, how the rest of the time paradoxes have worked out, timeline-wise, it's very stable. Scarily stable. You can move shit around like you couldn't be before. But should you? That's the question.
I don't get it. I just don't get it. More wine!
Like 3 fairies are currently like lifting up a wine bottle. Yeah!
What kept you?
Has it occurred to you to be polite?
To what?
Them? Me? Them?
They're sitting at the other table.
Now listen here, see.
Nah.
All right then. And she takes the muffins and she walks over to the other table and sits them
Mage
down.
hand muffin comes over.
And like rogue skill darts up, grabs the muffin.
Of course you realize this means war.
And
Of
with the
course, you
transition,
realize this means you're not getting a muffin.
There's no muffins left. You're not even looking for your card.
By the way, each one of
phone.
those muffins, how many did you eat?
Oh God. How many were on the
You
plate?
feel so good
9.
right now.
Oh my God.
There were 9. How many did you
I got
eat?
1.
You got 1? Alright, I need each of you to roll
I
a
roll-
d8. And
I need to roll 8 times.
you get 1d8 HP for each one.
3.
Is it temporary?
Oh my
points?
God.
it's temporary hit points, so
It's
they don't
temporary.
stack. But roll 3d8 just for funny.
Wow. All right. We're gonna roll my new turtle die here.
Also, you have
3 of
something
them?
vaguely confusing. Extra 1d8 HP.
A 7,
I'm-
2, and a 6.
That was a direct translation from
Yep,
the feed.
I'm gonna...
Yeah.
I suspect it's the line breaks that are making it weird.
A 7, 2, and a 6.
7, 2, and a 6.
15.
You are feeling great. The butter. You're reacting to the butter.
I think
There's-
how fast you ate them is what allowed you to stack.
You've done it in one big
If you could drool as a... Actually, you can. You've drooled a lot. Yeah, that...
What do you want?
Am I adding those together?
Yeah.
How long does this stack last?
You just said
24
you
hours.
had 1.
Oh, sorry, 8 hours. No, 24 hours.
I
until
don't
your
know
next
how
one
it works if you split them.
So 7, 2, and 6. So
Half.
50.
Kobold, I'm used to having half a hit point.
So
Yeah, there you go.
I'm a winter too.
So 15, 10.
With that transaction, as you are finishing scoffing down these small but lovely muffins, these are rich. They are, I mean, what muffins
Lard.
were
The
they?
secret is lard.
Todd, what muffins were they?
Well, she had intended it for the majority of the party, which does not include Quinn, so they were...
I'm the majority.
He is the majority of the party. at
So
this point.
they were a cardamom cricket muffin?
Quinn's a ranger. He'll absolutely eat a cricket.
Fair enough, but like, that's not what she would have done. So she's like really embarrassed that she didn't think to make you something specifically. Like,
Well, you know how those crickets can get stuck in your teeth at the legs? I only have 1 tooth, so I don't have that problem. And I spit out a bunch of legs on the right on your plate.
honestly, those shouldn't have been there. I should have done much better. I should have ground it out. I'm so sorry, Quinn. I'll just... She disappears into the galley.
I have to give you
Introduction of
credit,
yourself.
Quinn. Like,
Describe
hiring a chef
what
was a
is
brilliant
you.
idea.
I just missed something.
All right.
Describe yourself, Eck, in this current state of you.
Oh,
How do you look?
It's
What
a
do you
little
wear?
uppity, though.
How do you act?
So you
How
can
do you carry yourself?
if you can imagine the most ripped turtle out there.
Your
It
shell
was just
has six pack.
completely, his shells got stack upon stack upon stack. That is not me. Now, what you're looking at here is actually a shell that's shaped like a pot belly.
Fat turtle. What turtle are you?
Reptiles don't have fat.
He's managed.
Continue. What breed of turtle are you?
I am a snopping turtle.
Why are you
Nice.
vaguely British?
That sounds Welsh to me.
Oh, I've got all kinds of accents.
Well, according to the British, that would be British.
Well, there you go.
So, now, if you need any foodstuffs, I've got plenty. They are all sitting there, pulling a little bit of Scottish, and I'm one of those turtles that have been around the world. I've got myself a bunch of things in my pack, and that's why I saw those pies that you had there. Those were biscuits or
Muffins. They're a quick bread. They are nothing like anything that you just said.
good enough. Well, I cannot cook, but I have lots of food to eat. Now, what am I wearing? Well, you can see here I've got this
Nothing. Swearing nothing.
beautiful, clean loincloth. It's actually deceptively clean.
Deceptively. He's wearing a flavor side down today. Oh.
He's got
I need you to put $1 in the douche jar.
he's got a bunch of tattoos on one of his arms. On his left arm is just covered in tattoos, literally from the point that it comes out of his shell all the way down to his fingertips, just on his left side. A looped ear ring, but actually hooked right in the lower jaw.
Thank you. I was about to say, excuse me, a turtle with an ear.
Nope.
Okay.
It's an ear hole. So
Just in the
yeah,
in
it's
the jaw.
just on the back of the jaw. So it's not in the front, but just a small looped ear bob, and a bunch of packs that are look of spectacular make. They're made of almost look like they're either dwarven or elven made leather packs. They have a lot of scroll work and design work. They don't look like the standard pack that you might have for travelers packs. So and also this turtle is literally, when he sits down at a pub, he pays for 2 seats.
And how tall are you?
They don't charge by the seat.
They do for him.
Good for him.
Because he's not smart enough to know the difference.
Everywhere I go, it's all you can eat. And how tall am I? I'm 5 foot exactly.
Both height and
and-
diameter.
Height
Am
and
I now the tallest person? No, Sparks is bigger than me.
Sparks
Sparks
is 7
bigger
foot tall, yeah.
now he has several swords with him as well.
Mm-hmm.
Only one you can kind of see sticking out of one of the packs. The rest, the one is at his hip. Very, very bejeweled. Extremely. It is as gold as Vedic, and just as blingy, or actually more blingy than Vedic. But
That's a hard thing to do.
very
Both of
hard thing
them,
to do.
you know, you're like,
That's just gauche at that point.
You're already gauche.
Oh, I'm tasteless. That's gauche.
I imagine you, like, before you go out, the first thing you do is get the polisher. Just,
Do not.
No.
Vedic polishing is not again.
Once every handful of years, I pay very pretty elven maidens to do that for me.
there you go.
You have to polish it. To polish your knob.
He's on a massage table with a little loincloth. Just buffing it.
Has anyone else gone Wizard of Oz?
Yes, it is. Sorry for interrupting.
His leg doesn't have his left leg has a wooden just below the knee is wooden, not metal. Is wooden, and it has a bunch of the scroll work just similar to like that on his arm, but etched in the wood itself. So it's very ornately etched, and it looks again like it's been made very purposeful to look like it's similar to the etching work on his arm. So other than it is wood, it is clearly wood.
Noted. All right. And Quinn, what are you currently doing right now? As a lot of people are currently looking over the Spelljammer ship that was given to you by this traveling Fey person, as far as you can tell.
Yeah.
Not really knowing what it is or what. Yeah. Anyway.
So Quinn is standing. There is an apparatus attached to the wall. It looks like some kind of wizard's alchemical laboratory. There's beakers that are bubbling. There's little steam coming out of a boiler, and he's mixing things together. And he pulls out a knife and he shaves some kind of compound into one of the six. Flicks the knife over his shoulder, which unerringly strikes the bullseye and the target on the opposite side of the room.
I'll take it. Fill it up.
And as he's mixing things together, he finally takes it and he just pours over this frothy substance. And, ladies and gentlemen, I have invented the latte.
What's a latte?
I will take
Open
a
up the nearby
latte.
window.
I will take a latte.
Is it alcoholic?
It can be.
And what do you look like? How do you stand? What are you wearing?
Quinn stands a commanding 5'10", but he is all wiry and sinew. He is 160 pounds soaking wet. But he's very well muscled, especially in the shoulders. He's wearing dyed brown leathers that have a motif of flame and lightning on them. And studs of some kind of darkened wood spread throughout. There is a saber on his belt that the sheath of which seems to be perpetually ringed in frost, because the thing turns into a saber.
Yeah, and it actually folds in half. Too.
Yeah, that's where that is. And as he turns to hold up his latte, he's got this long kind of wavy auburn hair, since he's a ginger now.
You're platinum.
Oh, platinum blonde hair down to his shoulders, very Geralt of Rivia. Hazel green eye on one side. The other side, he has this ivy tattoo crawling up his neck out of his, out of the cuff of his shirt onto his face and right into the corner of his eye. And you realize it's not actually a tattoo. It is a vine growing under his skin. And it's not growing into his eye, it's coming out. And in his eye socket, there is, in a bed of leaves that is the back of his socket, 3 tiny crimson berries that seem to kind of rotate as if an eye.
That's gross. Like from a body humor point of view, like imagining that you've got like the trifurcated eye just going.
Oh yeah. And
It's weirder when you eat them for healing.
but it's
Do
definitely
you
fancy.
feel
I
that, or
love
do you
it.
only feel the pluck?
And
I just feel the plot.
on a side note, I just
Thankfully,
realized.
I don't still see it going down next.
On a side note, we went from smallest to tallest character, which I just love.
Good.
And with with this latte complete, as you open the door declaring what you have made, as you are currently at the marriage turn of the Silver Menagerie, how would you like to proceed with this day, with this new airship turned into a Spelljammer, with an almost army of berries that are quickly dwindling with people killing them?
I will perpetually just drop my 6th level spell slot into that, and just I'm always maintaining concentration. I will just have that be a thing for humor's sake.
There is a thing called a swarm of familiars.
Yeah,
You might want to look into.
I'll look into that.
Because I believe summon Fae is a hour.
Conjure
Conjure.
woodland creatures
And how long?
up to an hour.
Up to an hour. The familiars is not.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I do have my actual familiar too.
Oh yeah. Which is
latte.
you don't know where she
Like
popped
a
up. She's
third of one into a tiny glass.
She immediately
Makes
darts
another
into the
one.
alley and is grabbing spices, and you don't have the right ones, so she puts down her thing and she dives into the bunny hole and she comes back up.
And this is
and
what
there's
happens.
cinnamon.
So this is
cinnamon latte.
This is what happens with here. You have one too, and that's the glass in the hands. Because while I'm taller, I'm sure his hands are thick.
Oh yeah. He is He's almost as wide as you are tall.
So when she comes back out,
This has got milk in it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were lactose intolerant.
Oh, no. I need to mix this with some beer right now. It's one of my favorite.
and like, for story's sake, Todd comes out as you say that, and it's like you punched her in the head, saying that you're going. Just
We don't try to
You've
justify
never
his
had
taste.
the great delicacy of beer brought.
Nope.
she's
At this point, I am doing cigarettes and coffee.
He's fueled by caffeine, nicotine, and hate.
So we're going noir.
What?
We're going noir now. We need to get him a fedora and a trench coat and a dame walking through the door.
Can be done.
Of all the realities and all the actions.
If you use the high fat milk, it curdles really well when you put in the beer. It's kind of nice when it goes.
So- Tanya,
As the only person at the
Remember-
table whose constitution saves match your own.
Tanya, remember when you lost your puppy when you went to go see the beginning, the end, the prime deity?
Sure.
There was a message to everyone else known as the universe mail for consequences that happened due to that.
Okay.
One of them was that some people now like having milk in their alcohol.
Gross. You're gross. That's not okay. Gross.
Anyway, so she's gonna go up to Quinn, who's the only decent person here, apparently. And she's got the little bit that you gave her poured into like 4 different vessels that she is providing to you, where one of them is a peppermint, and one is vanilla nutmeg, and one is cinnamon, and one is caramel.
Fascinating.
Am I gonna break that if I try to pick it up?
Go drink your milk.
Quinn's like sampling. You know, if we had the time and like 1,000 different establishments, we could franchise this. There'd be one on every corner.
We really, sometimes 2 on a corner. All we really need is one city to really embrace it. We need it to,
And a fancy logo that says like that of a big horned buck near a star.
Celestial stag.
Yes.
There's a couple of slow as fireworks begin going off in the city.
it's okay. It's okay. Shh, shh.
As the celebration is kicking off,
Quinn is the one with PTSD.
because you're the semi-normal one. You're, compared to Hops, Cobalt,
Officer Hops.
yeah, really, yes, I know.
I knew it was coming. I hope
I know.
to take an
And
episode.
searching for your art to put onto the monitor.
I'm aware.
Yeah. I tried searching for Officer Hops. Fancy. Nope.
Look for Girl Bunny. Nope.
Nope. Fantasy Art Bunny. Nope. Yeah, it was
What
really,
we're saying is, y'all are some dirty fucks.
Yes.
Anyway.
We love you for it.
I mean, there's some fine art out there, but still. Anyway, I completely got sidetracked. As the celebration continues to go off, there's confetti cannons. You hear, poof, as there are titans lined up in various platforms that they can slam on one end and launch them into the lake as far as they can. There are games happening, celebrations, apple, candy material, and as you sip these lattes, look at your new materials. There's a gathering of people looking at this new airship that almost looks like a Halloween park because there's holes in it, missing chunks of the What?
There's a shopkeeper.
Yes, and there's a shopkeeper. Drake is currently opening up a shop with his father that I forgot the name of.
Bastards
Yeah,
and
it didn't
Sons?
really get discussed a whole lot.
No, yeah, but you don't know the
Is
name
it
right
Bastards Unlimited?
now. Actually, what would Drake name a shop?
I don't remember.
It's the edible
Okay, I
emporium.
need you to think about your edgelord.
Oh god.
Now make yourself a little bit shady. And give yourself an even bigger intellectual
Oh, God,
superiority
what would be-
complex than what Vedic has.
All right, so just imagine for a moment that you're the edgelordiest of the edgelords. What would you call your shop?
Spend lots, buy less.
No. That's their marketing strategy.
No. There's an actual place. They sell like the mall ninja swords and dice, slice and dice.
Guns and ammo.
Ammo, yeah.
Not
What are you selling there?
Amazon. Oh wait.
He's selling all sorts of contraptions to these rather
They've
very
already-
childish people.
They've already put a cash cow onto Bloodbath and Beyond. So
Universal Omnitech.
There you go.
Oh God. Yeah, that's his level of potential.
There you go.
Astral imports.
No, because that's implying he didn't make them. And let's be serious. He made everything here, and he makes sure you know
With a
about it.
combination of your father's rather healthy drinking habits, to you, of course, with his alchemical make, and Drake's shoot first, ask questions never kind of mentality.
Shoot first, shoot second, shoot some more. And if anyone's around, shoot them before anyone can ask any questions.
You hear across the microphone that Drake probably may. Welcome all and welcome few, those that are people and those that are made. I ask you to come over and spend your money.
all right then.
Echoing across the city. You have time. You're sipping lattes, you're having snacks. And by the way,
Chugging lattes.
at this point with
I'm on my fourth one and I don't feel a thing. Like he's just rattling in his shell. Everything else is stable, but he's not.
There's magic missiles.
You can hear time.
what element are you tuned to right now, by the way?
Brother can taste the color forward.
Egg, what element are you tuned to right now?
Oh shit! I forgot. I forgot. All right, we're gonna find out. Oh no, I know what I am.
Fire, earth, air, water.
Earth.
Yeah, so the whole place, like the whole building is like almost like a washing machine is currently going off right now with a brick inside. Yeah.
Stop stepping on my stuff, buddy. Thank you.
You have options. What would you like to do for the day? Currently, no one's trying to kill you.
That we know of.
Yeah, that's true. The fairies, you know, they're organizing.
They're gonna form a union. You gotta shut that shit down.
They only want 8 point. They have to be a very strong union.
Yeah. You try saying you're not a strong union when you're a plant.
Strangely enough, they're led by a monkey.
Polymorph.
Strangely enough, they're led by a monkey.
And 4 of them are riding squirrels.
A very angry monkey.
It is my headcanon that there are 4 polymorphed rust monster squirrels still living on that ship.
One. The rest of them are scattered into the city.
Oh no, I just think it'd be funny if they're just there. Like, oh look, a squirrel. Yeah, don't pet it, don't pet it.
Squirrel's trying to kill itself so it can keep returning back.
Someone's like, oh look, a squirrel. And they go to pet it and their gauntlet melts off. What the
Fuck.
So, I'm surrounded by a lovely crew of
You make great muffins.
reprobates?
You make great muffins.
and
I mean, you seem weird.
yeah, but I kind of want to find out the date and the year and where I am and, you know, relation to where I grew up, because it's been a couple hundred years, and, you know.
Yeah, and I imagine you were like a farm-time girl before Once Upon a Time, I'm assuming.
Very small town,
medieval.
Grew up on a carrot farm.
In a city, but I was one of the drudges.
Got it.
Yeah.
And now you're in full steampunk middleman.
Yeah, and
We're
like
talking
there's
about-
statues of people
And you can hear-
stuff.
As a pressurized whistle goes up, and you hear a boom, 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 as you see a steam train start to leave the corners of the cogged city and start heading towards the mountains in the background, past the city of Rose, presumably to other mines or to the city of Ire.
Yeah, so I'd like to go somewhere where I could find out any sort of orienting information. Because you guys are great, but I feel like some of you don't know anything, and some of you are more focused on ship-based things. And
Make a insight check. Because how do you ask these questions at the same time? That doesn't seem like what the fuck.
I would like to point out, I've spent the last 200 years in a stable in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
I would be asking very directly.
Fair enough. Go to make.
I would walk up to someone and say, "Excuse me, do you have a calendar? I'm unsure of the date and year."
Go to roll general persuasion check because you're also walking. You're also walking to a city that is nothing but giants compared to you.
Yep.
Yes, there's a couple of halfling folk and no.
They're still twice.
Yeah, you are the smallest, and as
I'm
you're
the
walking
smallest
by,
thing here by a wide
Go to make a
margin.
persuasion check before I continue.
17.
17. So, okay. So, as you're walking out, you notice that there's actually an opening up. Quite nice. A bunch of smooth stones and everything's quite open. Not a lot of people are walking by. And suddenly you're... As you see a literal, 20-foot tall, armored entity. That is a Warforged Titan.
I would like to run as fast as humanly as rapidly possible out of the center
And
of
as
the
its armored
road.
head is about to look towards you, it kind of like seizures and just like looks the other way because you're just fucking gone.
Yeah.
Because you have like 35 speed plus dash bonus action.
My base walking speed is 45.
Oh god.
Yeah. Also, I can jump 25 feet without provoking anything.
Yeah, you are gone.
She like, and there's that shadow of the smoke outline
Yeah.
of a rabbit.
We're having a very Bugs Bunny moment.
Quinn, maybe she was.
In a split second, you could have heard Bunny.
No, Bunny, come back.
That's sentient. And it came past. You find a small little corner. You disappear, and you're passive, hyperventilating in a corner.
How was the outside for you?
Don't worry, you get used to being stepped on. Just saying.
Let's roll a journal. Roll a stealth check at disadvantage. Remember, you have a reliable talent, so because you're at that level.
Right, okay. You said at disadvantage?
Yes,
Okay.
because you're hyperventilating.
Right.
Hey,
So it's
hey,
nine.
Quinn.
Alright, well that's going to be a 26.
26. Yeah, you are in the shadows. You don't know where you are. You're in between these copy-paste homes that look the same, that have slight different colorations, slight different interiors, and still these metalmans with organics, with half-elves, halflings, turtle people. You're okay with the turtle people.
I'm also probably okay with most of these things that other than the huge robot.
Yeah, but most of the robots are bloody massive.
Right.
And
But I'm
as
saying
you-
like
as
halflings
you're
and all of
currently
that.
on
that's
top
fine.
of a barrel with a bunch of metal containers that are currently in a corner with a almost like a shop that is a bunch of knickknacks and knickknacks, scrap metal and raw ore. As you are currently in the smelting district or something like that. One of the barrel, as you're like hyperventilating and starting to calm yourself. One of the metal balls suddenly tink, and grows legs and turns around with small little metal beady eyes.
There's really big guys, and they have
Yeah,
really
kind
big
of hide
feet.
here too, because stompity stomp.
Yeah.
Look at the helmet.
Never wake up.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
I'm looking for a calendar and a map.
Ah, that's some. Hold on. And you're
The sound of a dial-up tone.
And there's like parchment that's starting to slowly come out of his backside.
All right, but it makes a dot matrix printer sound.
And then his hand that rolls back all the way past the breaking point of normal humans.
Oh shit. What do you? I mean, map to what? Map to the city?
I'm from a different plane. I need a map. Just a map. I need the big view, the little view. Whatever view you give me will be helpful.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Actually, gives me a little something new. My name is Nuck Nuck, by the way.
Todd.
Pleasure to meet you. Here's the city. Here's the sky view. Here's the places you don't want to go into the various domains outside the city.
Writes a note at the top of that one. Don't go to these places. Says Nook Nack.
And these are the part of the cities where the Titans hang out. Don't go there. There's always a ball.
Titans are the big guys?
Yeah.
Titans are the big guys. Titans are the big guys.
I heard there was going to be more of them. So, like the Silver Menagerie, they apparently gave him a book that could create more of them. I don't want that!
What's the Silver Menagerie?
Well, they're actually apparently very impressive, very tall people. Except for the small guy, like the golden guy.
Very tall. He's huge.
I'm sorry, the small golden guy?
Yeah, it looked like a dragon. Probably an actual dragon and just in tinier form so it doesn't get hit a lot.
$5.
Okay.
Aww.
Hey,
Anyway,
Quinn and Vedic.
there's a turtle man, and there's a forge in it, a human that's opening a shop right now. Apparently they took on a half-elf ranger. I assume I know that. I don't know.
I feel bad.
So,
I know Sparks.
okay.
No.
Alright, thanks. You've been
Because I've had rabbit
really
stew
helpful.
before.
Is there anything I can,
Before I knew
You gave
Todd.
me something,
Hold on.
you gave me something, and we're in a different
made
plane. I don't know are there rules of exchange and hospitality here?
I mean, there can be, but, you know, it's more,
And he kind of stops and is just like
Okay,
twitches.
how about this? And she reaches into this armored bag of holding that she doesn't know what's in it, and she pulls out whatever's on top, and she hands him five platinum pieces? Sure.
Yeah, as it currently hits the exterior part, ding, 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 he's collectively like,
Is that enough? Is that equivalent? Is that...
Hello! My name's Nuck Nuck.
I'm gonna assume that was equivalent. Okay, you're good.
Woo!
You drop some stuff, and then she's
No.
gonna walk away quickly while he recognizes the platinum.
Bye!
Yeah, cool.
Battle, 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 battle.
big person! And you mean like,
And then she's gonna make her way back to the ship, although hugging edges of roadways.
it takes a little longer, and
We have a mansion.
there's
The
a
ship is
lot
located
of
in the
big
courtyard of
personnel
the
here.
mansion, right?
Do we have it? So do we
Yes,
have...
we have the airship.
Yeah.
No. We have the airship. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Do we have the mansion? Are there other us's that took the
We
mansion?
have a mansion.
I mean, there's not
There's
other use in the mansion right now,
no that we've seen.
and everyone that
So
is
canonically-
serving the mansion seems to recognize you.
Yeah, like the
Sure,
last
they would.
episode happened.
Oh, you've changed your facial hair. You know, like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Ah, though he adopts a disguise and shaved off his beard, I am not fooled. It is him, that same sitar player.
Well done. Okay, so I have 1.5k of that. I have.
All right, who touched my stuff?
And remember,
Oh,
there's a
it's
door.
me. Never mind.
Remember, there's a sign up on Nicholas's door that says, "Don't fucking go in here," and she already threatened you through me. So,
With written notes.
yes.
With
With written notes that predicted your behavior.
When he does that, he's just got a little file folder. Okay, Vedic is
This is like a choose your own adventure book.
All right. Would you consider this activity more asinine or snarky? Snarky. Okay.
You eventually get back, no problem. What do you guys do? I mean, what do you want to do?
I got a book.
All
I
right.
need to. I need to find an artificer.
What?
Yo,
Why?
what do you need?
Excuse me?
Hi.
Everyone here?
Yes.
So you're the Silver Menagerie?
Yes.
Who let the help in?
I'm gonna jump up and punch you in the face. What's your AC?
I mean,
like her
roll
already.
d20 plus your strength modifier.
I like Todd already.
It ain't great.
You can finesse an unarmed strike.
I thought you had to have there are class related things that specifically let you do that.
I don't think so.
Monk specifically lets you do that.
Yeah.
Because my other Haragon is a monk.
Yeah.
So what's your AC?
Not great. What'd you roll?
16.
Oh, good. Ting!
It hits the side of whatever clothing that you hand. You definitely feel it. It doesn't hurt you, but it's like, hey.
All right. This help is getting uppity.
I'm not your help.
This bunny
I'm
is
not
clearly
your
out of
help.
line.
I
Who
work
is our
for
supervisor?
Nickwiz. I work for Nickwiz.
Nickwiz is your soup. God damn it.
That explains it.
It explains it.
Filing paperwork against
I'm
Nicholas is not
sorry.
going to work.
I've had rabbit stew before, and I'm sorry.
Was it good?
It was delicious. I made it.
Well, now you know what to do with me if I die. Anyway.
I did not need to be
That's
told that.
rather interesting. I said that if I die, they could eat me.
And we all said, "Ooh."
I'm cleaner than him, if that helps.
I actually have an air of herbal sense. I do not
Patchouli is
have.
an herb.
That is one of the things that you happen to notice, that my loincloth is not soiled, it's all clean.
He no longer requires constant prodigitation, which is good because the girl who was doing it is gone.
Yeah.
And yes, it has. I failed to mention that he has a kind of like those floral.
Is that ocean
florals-
breeze?
Yes, floral
I
scents.
mean, it's too early for Axe body spray.
Why do you smell loud and confusing?
Anyway.
Why do you smell loud and confusing?
Oh no, we would be stealing that from a TV show.
Anyway, so you've saved this city, and you are making new sentient robots, and that's what the party's for. Are any of you aware of this?
Sounds vaguely familiar.
It does sound. You said there was a party for this?
The fireworks happening
hear the
outside,
several
the
explosions?
cheering.
I just
But-
assumed they found out we'd come back.
Oh, wait a moment.
They're
This
throwing
is,
a party in our honor somewhere.
I think that they had just finished building one of those Titans. I think they had just finished.
Where are
building-
they throwing this party in our
You look
honor?
across the city, it is currently citywide.
Where's the like the main town square where they're decorating the statue of us?
Yes, actually. And with your passive perception, there is currently a giant silver statue near the fronter port, where you see a bunch of Titans that have gathered that are currently hitting objects, and you see a basket full of people going, boom, and just going into the river.
Sounds like fun.
Alright, so real quick, here's the city map, here's the Titan map, here's the overview
And you also
map.
notice several almost like confetti cannons, but instead of confetti, it's powder-colored dust. They're currently just showering people with various colored pigments.
And here's the map of everywhere where we shouldn't go because we're not welcome.
See that?
That is
that's
tonight's
reasonable.
pub crawl list.
Don't make me go fast. You don't want to see me when I'm fast.
Can I have those?
I've seen you do a cartwheel. I can't imagine it's any worse when you're running fast.
So city
Oh,
map,
you
Titan
want me to
map,
run fast right now?
overview map, and regional don't go there map.
Alright, so I think we should head to the town square and make an appearance. This is a party in our honor, after all.
Do we have time? Oh, of course we do. Let's go.
There's always time for a party.
We should.
Fine.
You know, we really need
You never know when it's going to be your last one.
Sorry, buddy.
I just got spammed for organic oxycodone.
All right.
Yep.
Those are contradictory terms.
So you head to the party.
We head to the party.
That is currently a high beat. It is
As I'm walking,
Oh.
the ground is shaking.
still coffee high.
No, the ground is shaking around me as I'm walking.
Because he's
Yep.
Earth Elf.
True. Yeah, that's true. And it's strange enough, it gets people's attention to get out of the way with the various people. Sparks has gone off to do his own thing. He disappeared a while back, saying that he has to go deal with something.
Some kind of christening ceremony.
Yeah, yeah. And people immediately get out of your way. You are the talk of the show. You still have 2 members of the Silver Menagerie that were here responsible to save the city. And as you get to this city square, this portside... sorry?
I've always wondered, when they activate a new Warforged, do they baptize it in oil or break a bottle of champagne over it?
You break a bottle of oil over it.
You just ask for some random person.
That's crude.
You ask some random person.
Crude oil isn't what you use for ceremony.
So that's
Highest octane.
So
gas.
that's refined.
There you go.
It's actually a very... Do you want to know about the birthing process of Forge Entity?
No,
Okay. I have
Joke.
the entire thing, but anyway.
When a girl robot and
there's
a
so
boy
many-
robot like each other very, very much.
They created an interdimensional portal, and then they send a bunch of weirdos into it.
They fit the connector into the slot.
Oh yeah, they already did that with the Arc of Cogs. It took 3 rods.
All right.
But anyway, yes,
I'm using dancing lights and prestidigitation. I'll even throw out some.
easy enough.
Make
With
a little parade
with
of
the
us.
army of Fey entities that are summoned with you.
Oh, all my pixies are all just going.
Before you get the command,
Yeah.
and before you get the command, they're still at the mansion and doing whatever they want. And suddenly, you give a small little psychic command, and immediately it's a swarm of glitter, and a couple of elven entities that are half elves and full blood elves immediately just dive into their buildings, seeing a swarm of 16 pixies bum rush until your destination. They're like, "Oh God, no!" And immediately just shutter doors close as they go by and just open it up like a pack of wolves just went by. The Fays get the fairies. Pixies. What do they do?
They were doing minor illusion to like recreate all of our epic battles.
What are you showing them?
Let's see. There's the Shadow Sworn. There's I'm showing them the goblins and shit, which was actually not a real event that actually
was.
happened. Okay.
It was.
I'm showing the excremental.
Excellent.
The battle against the Lord of Bitter Frost.
Okay. With the fairies, go and roll a performance check.
Do the dance party too.
I'm gonna bring some friends for you, and I pull out 3 fluffy balls.
Okay, so 18 plus 15.
They're not like trained by bears. They're
Their
just
performance?
bears.
Oh, it's theirs? Sorry.
Yeah.
I was doing the thing too.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they're
so
still pixies.
I don't have pixie stat block in front of me. Hold on a second.
Go ahead and just add a +3, because they have a general charisma.
Their charisma modifier is like plus 6, so.
No,
It's
they
not?
don't have a 22 charisma.
Okay. I thought they had crazy high charisma. Or that was just the one you gave me, the special one.
Yeah, she's different.
Okay. Pixie 5e.
Why didn't you go Brian? Why didn't you
I add a new music.
He's out there bumping people. They're trying to eat.
Plus 3.
All right.
Sorry.
It's still
So
very-
21.
So 21. It's still good. Not accurate, but that's not the point.
Wildly inaccurate.
Wildly inaccurate, and you can hear a couple people as the sorcerer come out, and one of the fairies takes the oversized expression of a sorcerer, like, ah! screaming. You hear a couple of kids, "Ah!" And suddenly it bursts into laugh.
I remember Quinn being the hero of that fight. No, the battle, the dungeon and the world turtle is going on, and
It is a wild
Your
story.
main pixie was doing the orc battle thing, but then got distracted by depicting the love story between you and the Raven Queen, and eventually you're like, that's inappropriate!
I love it. And it is a spectacle like no other. With your rhythmic, almost booming, it is adding to another layer of just being. Yeah, it somehow
Can I
adds
bring
a
out some
layer.
pets to play with us?
Oh no.
Oh, it's the 7. It's an 8.
Is that the monkey?
7, 8, and 3. Oh, the 3 might be the monkey. Hold on.
Oh no.
God. How close quarters is this?
We're in the
You're in
south side. We're in City Street.
the streets here are actually quite big because they have to handle bigger personnel.
It's a giant hyena, a tiger, and a baboon. Not the ape.
I am hiding behind Quinn because at least one of those
I believe it's
likes
the
to eat
baboon.
rabbits.
The baboon is the one that constantly gets hit, right?
Yes.
No, it's the
Ape
ape is the one that always
Oh, that's even
Oh.
worse.
That's the one that we always murdered on accident.
It's an accident.
It's like it's time to put it away. Better murder it.
the last time I yeah.
I think the best part of that is like all of the campaign that he had that up until me joining, and then finally I saw it happen. Like, you can just dismiss those, right?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And as the baboon comes out, one of the pixies gets reminded because of the monkey. Suddenly starts going to the baboon being pushed over the side of the cliff.
Oh, that's true. We did push it. Baboon was
Yeah,
slid
that
off the edge. Yes.
He slid.
It's more of a punt.
And as it explodes at the base, 4 pixies go. A couple of people are confused by it, like what?
All right, watch this. I'm gonna go and get in one of the launchers.
The what?
You seen the Wile E. Coyote cartoon where he builds the catapult?
Oh,
That's
so you make it to the water
catapult.
edge. So we're not even at that
I'm
point
still
yet.
on Earth, by the way.
Yeah, we're not even at that point
All
yet.
right.
All right, so you eventually,
you skip
with
like a
gathering the
stone?
attention on you, 2 members, Golden Vedek, as the caster of sorry, let's try that again. As one of the people goes by, it's Vedek, the caster that sees all, and the mighty barbarian, the strongest that alive.
I've got like a little hooded lantern and I'm pointing it at Reddick.
You hear a couple of
You shut up!
It's just going, let's go.
Don't tell anyone! The next little kids go, Betty, no! There's little little kites.
There's literally little kites and small little, almost candied apples that have been carved around you.
Oh.
So is there a way?
And then you get to this, the port center, the city's shopping district, if they had transit with ships. Which it doesn't really have, but it has a bunch of booths open with a bunch of party and gimmicks and foods, smells of slices, and then you see the silver statue that has been silver leafed of the Silver Menagerie. You see Sparks, the swordsman. You see Ek, the barbarian. You see Drake, the human artificer that always has this scowl and arrogance to him. You see Niquis with almost a smoldering scowl of, I can kill you with merely a glance. You don't even know I can do this. And you will die unknowingly. And then you see, at the center of it all, Vedek. That has almost like a golden hue to this silver leaf statue that is all sitting on a massive spiritual representation of a world turtle. Because you also rolled a paradox, Ek, that you got an additional statue. So now everything is certainly sitting atop a artistic representation of the world turtle.
Tell me
That slightly looks like your spiritual guide.
So it's on a moped?
Tell me
You can swear at you hear. "Meh, meh, ow."
Oh.
Tell me that Vedic in the statue is not quite to the right scale. It's like maybe 2 feet tall.
No, no, it's slightly bigger.
Yeah, I was thinking of saying the other way. Like, I am not. Literally, it's a little bit bigger than it should be.
Is there a way for me to effectively stealth to be even less noticeable that I am to everyone except Vedic while I'm rubbing it in that
hide
nobody
You
notices
can
me?
hide in one of my
Easy.
packs.
Okay.
I mean, hell, you have a giant party
Like, it's
representation.
basically just a na, no one knows I'm here.
You can hide in one of my packs.
Make a stealth check. Actually, what is your passive stealth check? 10 plus your stealth.
I mean, my stealth is plus 16.
Plus 16? Yeah, no, people are not seeing you. Because you are still a rabid person, and that is not common here.
Like,
So-
you don't even see me trying to stealth. You,
All right.
like, but this is very pointedly at the jackass. Going, nah.
A couple of kids come up to you that are slightly taller to you, and they're still but maybe like 8 years old. And one of the bigger folks that are maybe 12 years old.
Pulls out the book.
I have a
Pages
question.
back
I have a question.
Absolutely. All of a sudden, there's a statue of Todd there.
I have a question. This 12-year-old boy comes over with probably a younger sister and a younger. Are you? They say you're made of gold. Are you made of gold?
Yeah, Vedic, are you made of gold? They've heard about you.
Someone's over behind him going, trying to, with a little file going.
Get off my foot!
They got the tail.
And you hear another kid. I also heard that you took 500 med on single spell.
Yeah,
Well, that part's true, all right.
you can handle-
But being solid gold is also true. Don't tell anyone. Moving on.
You hear, I knew it, man. I knew it. No. Secret.
Get out. Whose kids are these?
And he looks over and Quinn is whispering more ridiculous shit in their ears, and they all believe every word of it.
100%. What would you like to spread rumors?
He tastes like cinnamon.
No. And this is this like overweight dwarven fellow. No.
Look at him, you'll never believe it.
You're never gonna believe anything.
You see this oversized grizzly dwarven fellow just kind of lip his chop.
I'm gonna banish myself.
Quinn's over here like, he can breathe fire.
Well, yeah, of course, he's a dragon. He's a golden dragon, right?
That's it. This city needs to burn to the ground. I'm not saving it anymore.
Is there a trampoline in this place?
You see one of the giant, almost like a ballista-style baskets that are currently being powered by Warforged Titans. That you see a giant hammer, and immediately just rocketing it at 6 Gs.
Who?
Swoosh.
Who? Who?
Who? About 6 people.
We might be able to throw you with one.
Wow. All right. I was thinking I was not going to be able to be lifted, but it looks like 6 people. Never mind. I
You
don't
should still do it.
Toss the turtle! Toss the turtle!
Toss the turtle! Toss the turtle!
And of
That's
course,
what the baskets look like. They look like little turtles. They've been like.
Hell yeah. A few of them do, actually. And there's actually more turtle people than you expected here.
And well, when I heard that you should do it, it's literally like came in my ear. I'm like,
You should totally
You should totally do it.
Allow me to roll persuasion.
Roper,
no, I was going.
I rolled a 3, so that's a 23.
are you persuading him or the public?
Oh! No, I'm getting the crowd.
Throw the turtle! Throw the turtle!
Get in the basket, man!
You should do it. You should get in there. You should do
Hey,
it.
wait a minute! He was the guy that ran through the tightrope like a badass! There was no in here! I got 10 gold, you make it across the river! Wait, no, well, it's not like it's... aim for the center!
If you're
10
a very
gold
brave
on
man,
him!
you
20
should
gold
go.
on him!
Or
Well,
turtles
go.
get in the basket.
Back off.
Immediately, a path opens up for you.
And as soon as he's like convinced, I'm gonna sidestep over to Quinn and be like, nice.
And as soon as you get in the basket, as you step up this
the basket's got to go.
oh yeah, immediately
Because
as this Warforged
I'm
tightened
Earth
up.
right now. I'm Earth right now.
Yeah, I know. As you're what, twice as heavy, 3 times as heavy?
3 times.
Oh my god! So you're 1,500 pounds, and as you're
No, I'm 600 pounds naked, and I've got everything on. So I'm about 800
you're a
pounds.
physical ton.
So yeah, I'm
You're a physical
I'm
ton.
over
As you get into
2,000
this
That's the
basket,
thing where the catapult flips over on him.
so as you get in this basket, this thing leans back, and you hear the creaking of wood in the basket inside. Careful not to lean too far back, even though this is heavily reinforced, as this maybe 15-foot tall trebuchet.
I remember doing this before.
As one of the Warforged Titans.
You reduced him.
Sorry, what happened?
Pixies get enlarged, reduces. It's like, hey, Bob.
As it tries to, in the meantime you were doing that, one of the Warforged Titans immediately goes as it echoes across almost like this foghorn that goes over, and another Titan turns around that was in process of doing his job, turns around. Yeah, what's up? I need your help with this one. Alright. On 3. Wait, on 3 go, or on 1, 2, 3, go! And 2 Titan hammers. As you get reduced.
Oh shit! So how much does reduced weight?
By a quarter.
So you're 1/4 of.
1/4 of your original
Of 3 times.
So you're 500.
Of 1/4 of 3 times.
Yeah.
So I'm roughly 500 pounds down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
350, yeah.
So.
So while you guys are, while you're machinating around this,
You know, the next thing you should have met for the latte, you should make a cup that we could bring with us. That'd be really good right now.
So that was a natural 20 with advantage.
Oh no!
So okay, so that was a natural 20 with advantage.
does it taste
They
like
have
your
a- they have
coffee
a
or
plus
does it taste
7
like the
in
latte?
strength.
It can taste like whatever I want.
So
So
that's
it's the latte
27 plus 5. That's going to be a 30.
Don't they add like a D4 or something for being large? Or
That's going to affect how it goes. All right. So 2 times you just hit it once. So 27 plus 5 would be 32. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as these 2 titans wham at the same time,
I'm not going anywhere.
this
I've got-
15-foot-tall ballista, you disappear momentarily. It's like, why is everything big? So you feel the G's of almost like a Air Force jet fighter.
It's a good thing.
Turning at the as fast as it can. At
It's
Mach
a
1,
good thing that I
11
wasn't
Gs.
standing up because then my head and everything would have shrunk right in.
Yeah. Well, actually, your head immediately goes thunk into your shell, just from the G forces.
don't worry, the other insect didn't.
And you're in the air. The rest of you immediately see the ballista break as it hits the floor. As the one side that they hit with the hammer just breaks in half. As you see a rock being flung about 70, 80, 90, 120,
No.
150 pounds.
D&D physics question.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you reduce him and you launch him through the air and then you stop the reduction so that he comes back,
Conservation of momentum.
conservation of momentum means he goes like air brake him right in the
He
middle.
is going record speed.
No,
He is.
there are actual magic items that do exactly that, and
Yeah.
you don't lose momentum.
You go 700 feet through the air.
I'm
What is a
Gamera.
Constitution saving throw?
I'm gonna Gamera this shit.
And then cast Enlarge on him when he rises from the water.
Out of range, dude.
So I'm what'd you Constitution?
Yeah.
More fun than
Constitution
chasing
saving
the
throw?
despair.
Yeah.
Being 19.
19,
This is the best day I've had in years.
2
From
1s.
Shadowfell. This is the only day you
Fair point.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. That's already halved.
It's okay, I already have 15 temp hit points.
Yeah. As you
not
slam, and there's a momentary thunk and suddenly explosion of water about 5 times the size of you. As you just cannonballed as an earth elemental. Assuming going back to normal size.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a momentary like, did we just kill the first hero of our city?
I'm just picturing the wave washing back towards the harbor.
I'm staying under the water.
I would like to step back
Everyone
as
goes
far as I
quiet.
can.
All the
and
music
not get wet.
stops, and everything dies. And there's a momentary like, did we just kill the first fucking hero of our city?
And I'm gonna try and swim back and stealth out.
Make a stealth check.
Do you think the turtle's dead?
It's hard. It's really hard to kill. Believe me, I try. I mean, I've seen people try.
Oh wait, I have
I heard
advantage.
that.
I have advantage. Advantage on detection. Oh, that's the things. Okay, that's right. Wait, advantage on stealth. Wait a minute.
I'm not looking for him, but my passive perception's 20. So
Okay, that's right. Okay. So this would be a 26.
Is that higher than your passive perception?
Not higher than my passive. No,
What's your passive perception?
24.
24?
Because I chose not to be a dick when I took my last feat.
Nah, there you go.
26 is what I rolled. So
Yeah, 24 is my passive.
Yep, so
you had a glimmer of a notion, but then we started chatting.
Yeah.
yeah,
Your wishful
everyone just
thinking.
kind of goes, it's not surfing, he's back up. It's okay. Give him a moment. That was a big fall.
Also, he's a turtle.
And he's a turtle, so he should be okay.
I'm not a turtle.
Rescue crew!
Oh, he spoke! He spoke!
I'm standing in the crowd going, I'm not a turtle. I'm not a turtle. I'm a turtle.
Then people go, hey, he's okay!
They don't know where I came from.
They don't know where you came from. You're soaking wet.
There's just the trail of water back down to no idea how we got here.
The music picks back up and everything. Yes. And the couple of security guards that were getting ready to go into the water and try to find the person.
He'll be fine.
They spread a rumor that I can breathe underwater, which I can do.
There's actually
That's
a
not
fun
a rumor,
fact.
then.
On your way back, though they didn't see you, you notice several Warforged individuals that are just currently sitting at the bottom of the lake looking for anyone that needs to see.
Ah. There's Warforged under the water. Warforged under
Water
the water.
forged?
They are, yes. Under the water.
They're literally just sitting at a couple of rocks at the base of the lake where a bunch of people are being launched into. And any people that are currently having trouble swimming, because not everyone knows how to swim,
What are the Warforged gonna do? Drag them down?
you notice a couple
We got
of
a little
jets.
ejector button, then
Right.
he popped it back out.
You notice that there's a couple of jet streams that are covering the torso of their bodies that shoot them up in the water.
They're just holding on to like a dozen of those lifesaver rings and just holding them down by their sheer weight. That needs one.
That's one of the artificers. Like, and it just immediately presses the button. It's a legitimate tactic, and and you would know this from your previous life to this life, yada yada yada. During the city raid, a bunch of Titans went into the lake because one of the airships was following the lake itself in order to find this place because it was magically concealed. And when it was time to attack, the Titans were hit with water walking, and the forgelings were not. So any personnel that was grappled immediately went down because they're heavy. And it's an actual legitimate tactic that they use.
Nice.
They would come up and they came up and walked. They came up and walked on the water and then grabbed things and then
Taking it down.
Yeah. The Titans would just hit it with a hammer.
Yeah.
it was rather spectacular to watch.
There's some really fun mechanics you can exploit in D&D, like the Arakara that can grapple, just flies people 60 feet in the air, drops them, and then does it again.
Why do you think it's not a player character?
Well, the new one is you do a halfling warlock, and you and sorcerer, and you launch people with like the repelling blast, and because you can occupy someone's square, you can hit them straight up. So you hit them 40 feet straight up in the air, and then they fall, and you step out of the way. And the thing is, you get like, because you can twin and Eldritch Blast, you can like hit them multiple times.
Oh, gross. Awesome, but at the same time, that's going to have some yeah. But yeah, there's an entire celebration. Plenty of food, plenty of drink, plenty of strange, expressive art pieces.
I'm not represented in the statue at all, but I'm telling people all the rumor. I am serious. I'm being I'm doing it again. I'm being the genie in the make way for Prince. I'm doing the same thing I did for Nicholas, but I'm now doing it for the whole menagerie.
And while being a bit of a dick about it.
Oh, absolutely.
And being a dick about it, there's these forged individuals. This entire culture broke away from society that repressed the culture, saying, you are not alive. You are a machine. You are a tool. Go die in the field for like a 50-year war, known as the War of the Burning Lands. And this group broke away from society because they just turned around and said, we don't fight for you anymore. And that's their entire, war force. And a big chunk of them broke away to make this society through many years and a lot of trials. Their way of expressing themselves is like as if a child just learned about drums. Someone learned about the violin and is currently terribly trying to play it. These forged individuals, and then you see others that are currently slapping paint on canvases and various markings across their bodies that are trying to represent themselves, trying to bring some sort of identity to them. It is like watching a bunch of children.
It's a society of 14-year-old emos.
Yes! Yes! And then there's a couple others that are literally like, you don't realize it, but then you start to watch them, and you realize, oh, he has PTSD, he he is a psychopath. Good to know.
I have an idea.
Because there's other entities that like actually do have wisdom, know how to do things, but choose not to do it in terms of representing themselves, but definitely have don't approach my back unless you're willing to lose your head.
So you're basically saying I'm the greatest artist in this society. Got it.
In terms of Warforged, yes. And you can see that a couple of elves individuals, definitely halflings, are trying to elevate that. But it's a process. They've only been here for 20 years. They made a big society in that short amount of time because they don't fucking sleep. But at the same time, developing identity and culture is not a quick thing to do. But they're trying. And then you have one of the best, not the best, one of the best savory meats that you've had that was made by a kitchen-bellied forge.
Oh, yes. Easy Bake Steven.
Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, I need
And then Bennett comes over popping a beer.
Goodbye.
How much do you hate your statue?
I mean, I'm listening.
It's a scale of 1 to 10 kind of thing.
Yeah, that statue is not on a scale of 1 to 10. Have you seen it?
So a lot?
A lot. What?
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the statue. I'm gonna stealth on up to the statue.
Well, a stealth check. The DC's going to be high because currently a lot of people are looking at it. It's at the center of this celebration.
Okay.
Square.
So what's 18 plus 16? Can someone help me out with that math?
18 plus 16, so
34.
34, yeah.
Okay. So
So-
34.
That's near impossible. So you find your way looking at the entire crowd, not individually, just as a crowd as a whole. You wait and you wait and you wait and you notice a couple carts are going past. You get on the cart, step 1, 2, 3, almost like a just moving
I
staircase.
assume that there's like a little space that I can slip down in the
Oh, yeah.
statue between them.
And as you get behind Vedek, the statue Vedek,
The statue, Dick.
you're kind of just like literally standing in the center of the actual statue area itself. There's a small little pocket that naturally is created with all the feet that have been placed there and the various different heights of people. That is the Silver Menagerie.
Right.
And you're pretty solid that no one saw you.
Okay.
And you notice there's actual rooftops where these metal men individuals are currently strapped with some sort of like stone wings that are standing on a pillar that should not be easy to climb. That is currently just scanning the area, seemingly policing the area.
Sure. I would like to graffiti his statue component with my marvelous pigments, so that way it now looks like, what do you think? Fish? What's far enough away from you that I could...
Fish.
Fish?
Fish, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna make a little fish man in a robe.
Make a stealth check at disadvantage. I know that doesn't say anything, but... So this is a DC 30 right now, because,
Okay.
you know...
You said disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage. I know that...
Sad.
Yeah.
I want the second number. But it is sadly with a 7
So that turns into a 10.
it becomes 26.
Yes.
26. So
You don't. You're gonna have to get used to not being able to go. I'll re-roll that.
So as you begin processing, and this is over a course of like now and then going back,
Sure.
now and going back, now and going back, and you get about 15 minutes into it, and you know, with your passive perception high enough, you notice one of the metal men with these stone wings. They kind of expand out, and he starts levitating off the platform and seems to be moving in your direction, seemingly noticing something. Kind of stops, look at the statue, looks in between, looks across, and gently goes to the other side to another empty pillar. Continue. And over the course of an hour, make a general performance check to see how well this statue looks.
And I have advantage on one skill that rotates.
Right!
Yes.
Because Whisper of the Dead.
Yes. So. And with advantage, 19 plus performance, that's a 26.
So how do you activate this ability? Using your ability the first time, especially on the material plane.
So it'd be one of those things where I would activate the ability before I did the thing.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So it's
But in terms of like,
how does
having
it manifest into the world?
it, yeah.
Okay. So basically it's one of those, I wake up and I come out of the dream realm connection to whatever plane of nightmares that my brain is connected with, and there's always a little spirit there, and I go, hi, and it starts talking, and as it talks it presents this flash of imagery of its life and everything that it has experienced, and it's just like this overwhelming blast of knowledge and color as I'm kind of forced back in bed going, yep, that's tragic. I'm so sorry that happened to you. And then as it disappears, like it achieves a measure of closure, and as it disappears, I reach in and pluck a single one of the trinkets that I am capable of stealing, a little memory that I stick in my head that stays for the day, and then that is what I'm able to tap into.
And with that, what is your performance check with that?
It was a 26.
26. And you're trying to make him
It's
a
like, good
cloaked
job.
fish person?
So his normal robes, but now his head, instead of being the kobold of regal, golden elegance, tinted whatever, it is now a giant koi carp fish head.
So you complete. It looks glorious with the hooded fish and with the almost like the
You're on to
pricked
something.
lips.
You're definitely on to something.
It's just the regular kobold body with a
statue.
Magikarp head.
Yeah, exactly what it is. And over the course of an hour, that's what you're able to do. And you take a little bit of your pigments, and it looks seamless. And you get the helm and everything. You even get the arrogance into it. And you eventually, with your stealth, you just
slide off and kind of get lost in a group of kids that are being guided by a parent that is trying to keep sanity to its one day of celebration.
And then
She joins the crowd of kids and she tries to leave, and the mom's like, no, you come back in.
Yes.
I'm not your kid.
Dear, don't start this again. You are my kid.
Bunny, ears.
No, we're not getting bunny. It takes you like 5 minutes.
and way eventually. I come away with a popsicle that I never wanted.
Exactly. And then you hear, Mommy, I want a popsicle. I just gave you one. I lost it.
And I'm gonna make my way back around to him. And I'm gonna high five. Popsicle.
And I'm sitting. I'm sitting in front of the giant world.
Oh, I imagine he eats the
turtle.
whole thing.
The giant world turtle thing. I'm like, they never get the scale right. But I'm going to attempt to commune. I'm going to attempt to commune to my.
So 1 hour later, in the midst of the process of you doing your thing, so as you're commuting, is there anything else that's happening in this clusterfuck?
I'm spreading rumors that include things like DITZAster.
Roll a general
Persuasion?
deception check.
Oh, even better.
Vedic is holding court. He's got 12 kids all under the age of 7. He goes, now that, kids, is why you don't stick anything in a dragon's mouth. Now, let's get back to what they pooped. It was a very interesting question, and it's way more interesting than what you think. So,
Yeah. Do they have 2 butts?
depends on how many they've hired.
So they do that. Let me roll a general intelligence-based charisma check.
Okay. Just gonna add 6 to that. That's a total 20.
20. You're a golden kobold telling wild things. You are a kid's love story right now.
I rolled a 6, which becomes a 10, which makes that a 30.
30, yeah.
It's only 11.
You can-
11 minutes.
Oh, 11 minutes. Either way, stuff is happening at the same time. And what would you like to sew?
DITZAster. Sparks has a little switch on his back that you can wind him up, and forces him to dance. Nicholas loves butterflies
That's not wrong.
and flowers.
That's wrong.
And the guy turns around.
And then they should bring offerings to her statue, like at any opportunity.
And there's this way too sleazy teenager boy, half elf, slick back here that looks like he's done himself up right, and always had that look of, am I going to see it? Am I going to see it? What kind of flowers are we talking about here?
Chrysanthemums.
Oh no, it was daisies! It was
Well,
Snapdragons represent
is it daisies or
boys.
what mood?
The brighter color, the better.
I'll remember your name. And he immediately goes off.
You don't even know
to
my name.
His name is Ek. His name is Ek.
He's already gone.
Remember, you heard it from Eck.
And you see him coming back with almost a bouquet of flowers, proudly presenting in front of Nicholas's statue, and looking around.
And there's a thundercloud over it.
Your communion ends, and the statue.
Okay, I just want to say, real quick, you would know this because you're one of those types. Red carnations mean my heart aches for you.
Yeah.
And I absolutely think that's what you would have told him.
Absolutely.
Red carnations. I love it. As the statue itself, the world turtle, manifests and goes, "Dear God, you and your damn empty brain of yours, forgetting to keep to your promise as soon as you left the world turtle. This is why I don't trust you with secrets or other important facts. I'm a statue right now. I will bite your head off.
Alright. Well, then remind me what I forgot.
That you need to let me out and play a little."
Oh, well, that's what I'm doing. I didn't realize that. All right. Sorry, I was in the Feywild. I didn't think that.
Excuses, excuses. I actually know quite a few people in the Shadowfell.
It was Shadowfell, actually. Shadowfell, not the Feywild. Very different. Very different. A lot less color.
I said Shadowfell.
All right.
Trust me, you don't want to meet them. They're my drinking buddies.
I'm sorry I didn't let you out sooner. Now, by the way, is it just me seeing this, or is the rest? Is it?
Make an insight check.
All right. Or is the rest of the crowd freaking out?
They're not freaking out.
All right. Jesus. Insight. Well, I guess it's easy. I don't have to look to see what my bonus is. Because I just roll it.
Yeah.
6.
6? Yeah, the statue came alive. And everyone's kind of gathering around you that is currently talking to this moving statue. And they're just kind of looking at you, and a couple of them are eating popcorn, watching you at the same time. For the rest of you that is present, Ek is just talking to the statue.
I
assume this is normal behavior.
And there's a couple of whispers like, what is he doing? Even me.
It's a turtle thing.
It was a total thing. It's a total thing.
Wait. Deception check.
It's a turtle thing.
30.
30. It's a turtle thing.
5 becomes 10 becomes
And
10.
even one of the turtle female, that was,
Oh yeah, absolutely. We all do it.
and there's actually a,
She believes it. Hey, wait, have I not been living up to my potential?
exactly. And there's this female toddling, younger looking individual, half the size, more of a red.
Red Slider.
Red Slider. Thank you. Red Slider turtle that has been slightly gravitating towards directions. It hears that, it goes, what? Is it?
Absolutely. All true turtles can commune with inanimate objects, specifically statues.
Well, this is new to me. I'm gonna have to tell this to my grandfather. Right.
It's really just cultural erasure. This is what happens when you move into a city that's so predominantly different from your own.
Right. And there's a lot of tribes out there, and we're mainly nomadic in this area, so. Alright, I guess so, yeah. I wanted to start talking to statues. Hey, does he do that a lot? As you just continue the conversation with the statues.
So, Esley.
Anyway. Yeah, that's my name.
We were able to finally take care of the Lord of Bittlefrost.
Yeah, I was there.
And well, now I'm here, and there's I can't help but think, even though I know that this is it's going to happen again. Shut up. Well, all right. No, don't shut up. I called you. Never mind. Don't keep talking. We might be destined for this to happen again and again and again, but we were able to do something that had never been done before, and that was kill the Lord of Bitterfrost once and for good, and actually stop that calamity. And now we have another chance to maybe where it won't ever happen. And I'm wondering if I can have any help of what we might talk to or go to see to help us.
Well,
You should start with asking for help with your sentence structure.
yeah, I like that one there. Right.
By the way,
Start asking.
just real quick, I assumed that he was talking while I was actively painting.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's just like random, I poke out and I'm painting scales on the side of it.
And I'm talking.
You're talking to
almost gibberish.
Yeah, okay. Cool. I did not want to be interjecting when I wasn't there, but...
Now, if we want an old turtle, whatever, it is a problem. This problem of yours that's gonna happen, and I can feel it in my bones, in my tail, that it is gonna happen regardless of what you do. So, might as well make the best of it. gather what you can, gather who you care, and start asking for assistance for a problem that's too big for you. Share the load, just like this statue. Well, unlike this statue, I'll
But
remember on my back.
if whatever we do is destined to always fail, I can't. Why?
Fail? You didn't fail. You restarted everything. You stopped one calamity, which was the end of the death cycle. And you took away a guy that had a lot of power and did whatever he fucking pleased.
We need to find when. I need to talk to Vedic.
That golden asshole.
Well, I have a feeling. Everything seemed to be right until we ran into him.
Oh, yeah. I said the same thing with you.
Right, well, thank you for sticking around.
More involuntary. But it is nice to see the physical airspace again.
You good with me, like, leaving you here to talk to the rest of the...
Yeah, I like the smell over here. Tell one of those kids to throw a candy apple in my mouth. Who knows?
Yo, kid.
It is.
I'm looking for a candy kid.
You mean like all the crowd that was...
There's a gnome. Look, you turns around to gnome because I'm 47.
There you go. I'm 47.
Oh.
But he has a candy apple.
Yeah, it was a 10.
10?
Oh.
What?
Can you, like, feed that to the...
You can look at it. Are you telling me to vandalize the first heroic statue of this city?
You wouldn't be the first vandal.
May I?
So what?
I'm not asking you to vandalize it. I'm asking you to gift it.
And you're like holding out and you're about to grab the candy. No. Hey!
And persuasion check. 7.
7. You pick him up. You don't even realize he's still holding on. You pick him up. He's still holding on to it. Yay! I paid my morning salary for this.
Oh, fine. Here, how much was it?
He kind of stops.
Of course, I failed to realize that I'm literally standing next to the candy apple booth.
Exactly. At the same time, he kind of stops. Looks at the 1 silver, 1 gold piece.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
It better be a good apple. 3.
Which is funny because he rolled a 5. It's 1 gold piece, man.
1 gold piece. Here you are.
He grabs the gold piece. Pleasure doing business with you. You gotta let go. You gotta let go of my hand, man.
Oh, I thought he was stuck to the apple.
Ah! And he hits the floor and 1 apple, please.
And
he puts down the silver. Got 2 apples now. And he goes off.
You can get 10. And then I go over to the statue and I start shoving the statue's mouth with the apple.
It's a big size statue, so you kind of just went thunk.
Oh, set the apple inside it. All right. Do I see that? Is the statue chewing it?
Oh yeah, the statue chews it. It actually takes the whole stick and everything.
I believe that would be the point when I disengage from the painting. Because,
He just placed an apple in there.
that's
For
weird.
passive perception. No, yeah, he just placed an apple in there. People look confused. A couple of guards kind of go, and the other one's like, "It's his statue."
It's his statue. Fair.
Well, and so it's been a pleasure speaking with you again, Esley. I will let you continue to enjoy that. I'll bring you some apples next time.
If you find a catfish.
Oh, you mean like that? Point over to the other statue.
What?
That looks like the fed fish. You want catfish?
That's a
Yeah,
carp.
but that's metal.
That's a carp.
That's metal?
That's
You want-
metal,
You
yeah.
want a metal
You know what metal is, right?
catfish. Got it. Metal catfish.
No! Wait! And you're always walking up. Wait! Assholes!
Vedic, where's Vedic? Where is Vedic?
And that, kids, is how you can tell if it's a real werewolf. 14 nipples.
Vedic,
What?
we need to figure out
You just
Where,
made a bunch of
what-
kids feel weird.
Do you recall when you
And that
came?
was the third time I caught syphilis.
Do you recall the first time we
That
met?
was the third time Quinn caught syphilis.
Have you told these children the first time when we met?
No, why would I tell? It was a Tuesday.
One of the pixies. I
Pretty
hate
sure it was a
Tuesdays.
Sunday.
Everything in this world seemed to be going well until you arrived conveniently when Drake was kidnapped.
Well,
Almost like you knew you needed to be here.
all right, kids, step off. Old Daddy Eck is going to have an existential crisis in a few moments. Everyone,
And almost like
Quinn
a
takes over making up outrageous lies for the children.
yeah, but as soon as he says step off, and almost like a scouter salute, they all go.
that's right. That's right. Absolutely. You keep that up. Just don't show it to your parents.
Right, secret salute.
Stepdaughter!
And if
I solemnly swear!
And they all just disperse. You hear a chuckle in the background with one of the heavy
and if
doors.
you're doubly proud,
You know, they're gonna be glad I changed the statute.
All right. Let's. We need to go. If we're gonna have this conversation, we're finally gonna have this conversation. We need to go somewhere quiet. That bar.
It's like a half.
We gotta go find a bar and drink it.
You okay, man?
You're not allowed to die.
not a fish.
Yeah.
Not fishing
Eat the
yet.
fish.
It is a bustling bar, but for smaller folk, there's like a smaller bar section specifically for those that are 5 feet and under.
All right, Quinn, and find the
Ha!
Todd.
You must be
Todd?
this short to enter.
Todd. Her name
Perfect.
is Todd.
All right. Find Todd and meet Eck and I in that pub.
Quinn opens this little leather pouch. Dog. Cat. Bunny.
You hear from across the way.
Oh, there you are. Todd!
I come up, my ears are straight out, and my hair is on end.
If you could not do that, that would be lovely.
When you're a ranger, you have to be prepared for these kind of things.
It's a bunny call?
I've got a Warforged call too. I looked up a gong.
But it doesn't make any noise when you hit it.
And every Warforged,
Careful, if you hit it wrong, they go into a murderous path.
you hit it from the backside and your fillings fall out.
They wiggle themselves out.
So if you're interested in dental horror, there's a great book.
No, they.
All right. See, Vedic opens,
Bartender?
picks up the bar. Everybody out except you. You say.
Make an intimidation persuasion check.
We're going to be here a while, so I want 4 curdled milk and eggs with your strongest ale, and then throw in some
of that rancid milk, the stuff that's been aged for a really long time. It's just horrible.
And this Warforged entity that has 4 arms and a pair of arms on his upper back, torso, is already pouring several drinks as he's looking towards you. Known as fingers, as you find yourself at the dueling donkey. He's like,
fingers at the duel.
you know, this is a weird thing, organic thing, but fine, yeah, whatever. As he already pours 6 drinks
Do
at
not
once.
blame organic, sir. Please do not. We are.
12.
That's
For intimidation. 12 for intimidation. Please make me roll that again.
There's a couple. As you scream this, your voice doesn't quite pierce the tavern aesthetic. And
Excuse me a moment.
The barkeep barely notices that you're there as you're at the smaller, almost child-sized bar area.
Draconic Majesty.
Okay, what is this?
Third level enchantment. You exude the powerful presence of a dragon, frightening your enemies, which I designate everyone in this bar except for us and the bartender. All creatures who are aware of your presence and within 30 feet must succeed at a wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. Everybody out!
All right.
And somehow that out comes out 2 octaves lower.
Everybody!
roll just for flavor. Roll another intimidation check.
I'm going to assist.
It's with or
Hold
plus
on.
1.
I'm going to
my
assist by
intimidation
jumping up and down and creating a localized earthquake.
Sure.
Okay, I rolled a 1.
So, to those that saved the spell, kind of look and just kind of laugh. And there's a couple people just immediately as he goes 2 octaves lower. That is completely weird for the statue that you are.
There's the one guy still at the table who turns and laughs and go, "Quit, hold me back, quit."
Quincy's got his
I will eat your eyes!
Quincy's got his foot on the back of his robe.
And the barkeep just turns around, drinks for free. Get the fuck out.
I actually jumped up and down, creating a
Yeah,
localized.
a couple of bottles start falling down, and he's gonna make a dex check.
I take a pan off of the back of his shell,
Natural one.
hold it above his head, so next time he jumps up, he cracks
So
himself.
several bottles fall off from the top shelf, and he just, oh mother, God, why? Stop jumping! More bottles,
Levitate.
and more people are now evacuating the area because of the shattering glass and explosion of bottles.
I'm wearing that guy's hat. Just
Yeah, sure.
Levitate.
Levitate on the turtle.
Yeah.
So as soon as you jump off, you immediately just start floating upwards, and you hit the top.
Alright. I hope I'm not going to have to wash the ceiling.
All right.
I just hover him in the middle of the room.
Here's your curdled milk. Here's
I'm
your
sorry,
regular
rotating like a
milk.
globe.
Here's your
He's
vodka.
spinning me around like
Did
a
you want it
globe.
again?
I was trying to describe cheese. You know, that really
Oh, the
old, rancid milk that's just gone totally bad and
Totally
stuff has
solid.
grown into it. It's
He
totally
opens
solid.
up a slider with one of his 6 hands, takes a big wedge of cheese that is the size of you,
It looks
places
like
it
blue,
down.
looks like blue cheese, but it's not.
What kind of cheese do you want? He brings up blue cheese.
All right, perfect.
Ugh. Ugh.
Why do you go for cheese? You don't know any cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Don't ask the lactose
He
man.
thinks goat and blue cheese are the same.
I was this close to bringing a meat and cheese spread, and I realized he would not eat half of it.
Yeah, but I would eat that half more than he would, so we'd even out.
We'll need to.
I figured everybody would eat a shrimp or two.
And
Okay, do we want to?
as you guys are getting ready for the bar, we're going to take a break here.
Okay,
We're going on. You know, this is what happens when you finish an arc. It happens like this.
we have to
It's
restart.
normal.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Eck is currently a balloon.
String.
Literally, he's spinning me around like a freaking globe.
But, you know.
While
I
you're
hope
up there, grab that bottle. No, that one. Yes, that one.
As you guys continue on with whatever you're doing, learning all sorts of things today and vandalizing. We will end
He
tonight's
likes
session
it
right
better.
there.
It's his statue.
True. You know, it was a greenlit vandalism. Till next time, everyone. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand up. monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up, we'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. There's something coming and it's coming fast. We won't be frightened by the dead hand of the past. We are the warriors with sword in hand, and here we make a stand. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, together we roll. I'll protect you just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me?